the castle wall and everything else, but it hasn't been too elaborate, and you actually pretty can. I mean, even I've spent time testing out grenade spots, and there's actually a whole bunch. Even from CT spawn, almost you can end up smoking off parts of the B bomb sites. You can actually throw really elaborate smokes. But if you have to spend your time and you only have a limited amount of it, then maybe you're not going to, you might want to learn them on other parts instead. So
especially
maybe that's the problem.
When no teams are putting prac into it, when it really isn't likely that you're going to actually be picking up this this Nova. All right, okay.
So what the hell are we witnessing?
I actually looked away just for a second. What is actually going on?
Don't look back, for God's sakes. Just keep looking the other way.
Does shoxy have the horse mask?
He does.
What?
And I would rather...
See, I'd be surprised if shoxy puts that on. I figure it might ruin his hair, It feels like his hair is a priority. Like he wouldn't want to do anything that might mess that up.
Apparently his current haircut is a bit of a mistake, as he was just supposed to trim the sides, and then it cut deeper.
I remember this story.
Yeah, and then he decided, well, in for a penny, in for a pound, and then they just that's it. Got to go all the way.
And he ends up with a half mohawk. What is actually happening, though? Because we do have the teams. Everybody is here, it looks like, on the servers at least. For a second, MBK was pointing at his screen. He's the guy who... Oh, there we go. MBK actually leaves the game. So that's probably an indication of there being a problem.
A minor issue. Now, the really important question here, obviously, is do we still get item drops while they're warming up? Because then they should keep going,
Well, they drop 16 items. I mean, I can't imagine they refund those items, right? They probably don't, take them out of your inventory. Exactly. So some people are actually getting some free items right now. That's actually okay. Yeah, what do we want to talk about, Anders? Take our time with this.
Exactly, that's good news.
A few more rounds in here, this could be good.
Yeah, I saw that Red Eye was watching earlier on Twitter, and he said he hadn't got any drops yet. So he was disappointed. I'm sorry to hear that, Paul.
All day Saturday, I didn't get any drops. I was pretty annoyed about that. Pansy also tweeted, she's not having any luck with the drops. What's going on? More drops, Val. More drops. Make sure also, guys, we'll take advantage of this opportunity. Now that we're talking about the drops, make sure if you're watching on Twitch that you link up your account to Steam so that by watching on Twitch, you can get a chance to win some of these cases that are getting dropped right now. So make sure you go into your settings in Twitch and link your account to your Steam.
Right. It said if you go into settings, there's a tab that's called connections or connection, and if you click there, there's a simple Steam login, and you can go and do that. So pretty easy. It's on if you're on the Twitch page, you'll know how to do it. Really simple stuff, and that's how it works. Or you can watch FreeGoTo if you don't want to. That's a different way of doing it, and I'm hoping a lot of you are, and hoping that the audio is a little bit better than it was earlier today. Should be fixed, I think.
Apparently that little problem was nipped in the bud, so we should be good there. Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, well, we're still just sorting everything. I mean, sometimes these issues are a little bit unpredictable when it comes to, because obviously everyone brings their own keyboard, their own mouse, and, some of it sometimes just doesn't work as well as it should, and then...
This is all a strategy, man. This is all... Look at how loose LDLC look right now. They're all happy, they're giggling, they're having a good time. This is them just intentionally wasting time to put ESC on edge. They're keeping ESC waiting.
Maybe they forgot about Cobblestone, and now they're taking this time to actually talk about how does this map work. We forgot about this,
But where do we go again? Oh, yeah, there's this thing that links like A side to B side now for T side. Whoa, man, mind is blown.
Well, I mean, just like at university, the best work's the work you do right before you have to hand it in. Literally 10 minutes, you just put the last done, you print it, you realize you don't have any ink in the printers, you have to borrow the one that's at the library instead.
Have they been up for 24 hours as well?
Exactly. That's how it works. I think actually what we're dealing with here is supposedly some sort of server issue that's bugging out. So we'll see. I am actually noticing as well that it says we have 21,000 viewers, which is obviously not going to be the case. So I'm thinking maybe part of the server is somehow not linked up with the rest of the world, and we'll just try and make sure that we can get through that as soon as possible, and we should be hopefully good to go any minute now. I'm excited to see this. I mean, it seems like whenever people play this map, at least the last couple of times we've seen it similar, the B bomb site's been the most, the preferable site to attack when you're on the terrorist side. It seems like people only really end up at the A bomb site if they really do get completely shut down at B.
Very true, very true. You do see teams kind of work their way around to A at times when they get access to the op, because that's the main thing. It's like it turns into an op channel, as we can see right there. Actually, that view. Opens it all up pretty much. Where shoxy's currently having fun with the Scar 20. Usually you see an op in that position, though, and you can control a lot of the map, basically.
Well, people can't even see that, just to make sure.
I'm silly.
Just to make sure that people...
Sorry, getting distracted. I'm actually watching the warm-up right now.
Yeah, we have 2 monitors, so don't worry.
Head in the game.
You're
now, what I was describing is basically mid of the map, going from the A site. It's a huge channel, very long part of the map that allows for operators to set up on one side, and if you try and pass through without, I mean, amazing smokes and flashes, you aren't really getting up there to be able to assault that site. So the B site is usually the site that we actually see action take place at, because you can get in close quarters and kind of open things up aggressively with some flashes and smokes and just jumping into that site. It's not this long hike that you have to take to try and get to the bomb site.
No, exactly right. And I am actually surprised because when this map was first released, and I obviously recognized it from 1.6 where it was just cobble. And back then, I seem to remember that, well, the AWP was the all-powerful, reigning supreme kind of weapon. But in 1.6, the whole middle area, what we call the drop zone, was missing. That wasn't here. So actually, I think that's one of the reasons why this drop zone area is where a lot of the action happens. And at that point, holding that with an AWP is not necessarily that cool. And if you let go of the of that part of the map, you seem to lose just so much control.
That's when you see teams start to actually really play from the pillar behind in B site. There's a big pillar right there. You can dart to the left, to the right on it, really try and make yourself a hard target to hit. So guys, just to update you all, apparently the server is getting restarted real quick, so it should be just a few moments time and we'll be able to get into this map. But at this point, it really is tough. LDLC are a team, full of veterans. They've got so much LAN experience. Delays, it's not a problem for them. They're going to laugh it off, keep joking, keep the spirits up. I'm curious, ESC, this gives them a little bit more time to talk over what they have in mind, but also it may start to put more and more pressure on them as well, just because you do kind of want to break the ice and just get into it at one point.
Yeah, you definitely do. I mean, all of us here just sat here waiting, and the 2 people I'd want to watch for in this team are pretty Rallen and minise.
Yeah, minise.
minise stepped in for SZPERO during the Fragment Masters LAN and actually played really well. Now, SZPERO didn't end up winning it, but it wasn't really minise's fault. He actually played really well. It was a really capable stand-in. So that's worth thinking about, is that actually in the right context, a player like minise could be an up-and-coming player. So that's interesting.
Yeah, we'll have to definitely keep our eyes on them. I mean, they're here, they're competing live at the biggest event to close out the year. This is going to be a huge opportunity to show themselves. And when you're talking about a group like this, where it is also pretty clear-cut, as far as the predictions are concerned, when we're going into this, we're looking at it, we're thinking, okay, it's going to be an IP, it's going to be LDLC, one or the other is going to come out ahead, and there you go. If they are able to actually take one of them out, yes, gave it his love, gave it his life. He is my shield.
Those are some great signs, guys. Really well played. We need more of those. I think last DreamHack we had some easy skins, easy life with Forrest's.
I'm waiting for him to show up. Because he said he was, dusting it off. He was gonna be ready. He's gonna have that sign.
Exactly.
So I'm waiting for the easy skins, easy life.
We're hoping and anticipating it. It's gonna happen any moment. Well, I am certainly reconnecting back in, so I think the server is up and running again. It's
just amazing, like Happy, he's got like this like maybe like 2 weeks worth of growth, NBK, he's got just this lovable little plushie, it's the stuffed lion or whatever, that's in front of his PC. Happy, he's got like this horse head mask that really only like bros use when you get totally trashed. I'm like, Happy, what kind of life are you leading right now going into this tournament? I know you guys have had a week off going into this. What have you been doing? And that's actually something I wanted to touch on as well that we didn't get to talk too much about during the panel, but the fact that Fnatic, had time off going into this tournament where they realized we've been going nonstop, we need to take a break to unwind. And so we won't be going to the boot camp. It was actually the same story with LDLC. LDLC took that week off as well, but they said, we're not going to play anything. Hell, we're going to play some WoW. I mean, we're just going to take our time and unwind fully before getting into this tournament.
Yeah, and you know how that goes, right? I'm going to take some time to play a little bit of WoW, and then the whole month is gone.
That slippery slope.
Yeah, that's really not a smart plan. Just don't ever do that, or at least be real about it. Say, I'm just going to cancel all plans for the next couple of months and play my way up to level of 100 now. The level cap is.
Yeah, something like that, man.
And then I realized that the game is still not that fun to play after I reached the max level. But for a while, I had fun. That's how it works.
That's the fun thing. Like shox even tweeting about it too. Like, oh, we'll play more WoW. Like, no, shox, no, don't say it, don't do it, don't do it. I'm waiting to see what kind of level they're going to have, because the other side of it is, they already show that they are a top 2 team in the world pretty much, going into that ultra competitive space of time where they were just hitting LAN after LAN, placing in the top 4 at least at all of these LANs, just showing what they're capable of. it is not necessarily a bad thing to take a step back from the game, unwind completely, and just come in fresh for this tournament, because we know that they have what it takes. We know that they have the strats, that the team gels well, they work well together. So taking that step back actually could be really useful for this team to be able to just reset themselves going into a big competition like this.
Now, what happens if they also play World of Warcraft together, but you know, they do raids, and what if they confuse the raid with the game that they're playing here? You know, it becomes very, you know, who's going to heal me? I'm taking down. Nobody is going to heal you. You're dying.
Well, they aren't playing Fnatic yet. You know, there's no raid boss here on this map.
No raid boss, all right. Well, maybe they're going to be all right in that case. They are playing the Polish ESC, and the team we're talking about is LDLC.com, so finally we're getting on the way. Ladies and gentlemen, here it goes. Cobblestone, best of one, DreamHack Winter 2014, and it is going to be LDLC starting on the supposedly more favorite side, the CT side of this map.
Yeah, and shox off to a pretty rough start. Instantly takes a bullet to the face there. So his little peek out of A apartment certainly didn't help things. It is looking like ESC, however, are going to start moving over towards that B site. So no surprise there. ESC, they want to go crashing in with the Glock train and just try and overrun the defense as quickly as possible. There are 3 guys here holding for LDLC, however, and they are in pretty decent spots.
And BK's position is actually pretty risky, because unless he kills someone instantly, he's going to get overwhelmed here. Flash banged in, he's trying to run away, and he turns around for the good headshot, but that's just an even trade, or a 1-for-1 trade if you prefer. Happy in the middle here, actually not hitting anyone, and they're ignoring him. He's going to try and reload in the corner, and he's just getting overwhelmed. He hits the headshot. What? He's finally going to go down. He survived way too long, and now shox is trying to stay alive inside this bomb site. Still very low from earlier on. It's going to be minise with a double kill now in a 1-on-2.
Let's see exactly. He's not onto a site either. shox still holding this position, blocking him off from that A site. Smithzz is now rotating in, so he's going to be in position to flank this as well. If shox can just stay alive and keep minise off this bomb site, Smithzz is going to be able to do the damage. And there you go, from connector. minise doesn't know where to look. He's trying to rush in here, but shox's keeping alive.
Great movement from shox, and it's going to be LDLC winning that first round. That could have definitely, and maybe even should have been ESC's round. I think Happy should have died without taking anyone with him. But he's the silenced USPS. They had no idea.
But they looked right at him. How, like, that must have been just a full 90-degree turn so fast that he didn't see Happy, but he looked right at Happy. I mean, Happy's laugh there says it all. He's like, yeah, I know I shouldn't have got away with that. I know that was pushing it a little bit. NBK as well should have been in a position where he actually just flat out died, and he still turned it into a 1-for-1. So LDLC, they managed to make it work, and this time around, ESC 2 big kills.
That's a huge opening. Now they can get in, probably get the bomb down here. They've stolen the 2 from us. They have the armor as well. Great round here from the Polish team. And LDLC got to be really careful right now. minise goes down, though, so does Innocent. And we are back into a 3-on-3. No bomb plant happening yet. NBK waiting on the corner with the Mag 7, trying to do a little bit more damage. And it's going to be SZPERO left in 1-on-3. So after such a great start, it's actually looking a little bit tricky here now for ESC. And they're going to end up losing the round.
Yeah, actually losing that bomb plant pretty much cost them everything right there. Because to get across that open ground, to get onto that site, they just couldn't do it. They were cut off completely. So ESC, that's a real shame. That was a huge opportunity for an upset there to take a second round win. We've talked about this. I mean, we've seen it already today. You know, these sorts of scenarios where you're ecoing or you do invest some money, so it's still a buy round, but still you can totally turn everything on its head right there at the start of the half. So ESC, bit of a missed opportunity there. We'll see if they can actually bounce back in the fourth.
Yeah, if they had kept going at full speed into that bomb site, I think they would have at the very least got the bomb down. Now they're trying to take a long-range fight here. Glocks versus M4 is not exactly a fun deal for the Polish team, and it's going to be down to SZPERO and rallen, who are going to get caught eventually here. I don't think they expected much from this round, but if you could catch someone middle close range, maybe you could get a kill or something, but I don't think they wanted too much out of this round.
No, I mean, they hardly invested anything at all in this round either. Look at this, LDLC are camping right outside this door as well. They know exactly where he is. Peekaboo, Happy's waiting, he smiles, and there we go. LDLC. Very nice anti-eco round from them. That's the kind of round that they need to start building that money going on into the rest of this half as well. They need to get that buffer as quickly as possible so that if ESC in this first buy round actually win, LDLC might have the money to deal with that. And they're just towing the line right now, Anders.
Just indeed. shox actually will be the one picking up the AWP, so it won't be Smithzz, and even on LDLC, I mean, especially on Overpass, we've seen Happy AWPing lately, and actually being pretty good at it too, but shox is the one who picks it up this time around. Maybe he just has a feeling for it, and over at the B bomb site, it's going to be Smithzz with the opening kill. Grenade that kill to follow there. He burns Innocent alive. Barbecue Anders is pleased, and it's going to be down to a 3-on-4 right now. Smithzz trying to take a fight, and he gets a 3rd kill there. The headshot through the smoke. Finally, they deal with him.
Finally, they managed to get rid of this man, but he's done some damage. Now we're into a man advantage here for LDLC. Happy manages to peek out and take out Mouse, and this is all down to SZPERO now. That's a brutal HE. shox comes in to finish the job. Bit of overkill there with the op, but that was Smith's round, pretty much. He recognized the rush early on and just went for the mad spray, did sick damage, and then just stayed alive. It was pretty much textbook play coming out of Smithzz.
And that seems to be the theme. When you want to go for that B rush, if the CTs beat you to it and you don't have the right entry flashbangs to stop them from doing that, and even if you do, because the arrow, the actual angle is so narrow, you can still end up getting sprayed down. You already have smokes and grenades and everything else, so a bit of a risk taken by ESC, and it doesn't turn out quite how they imagined. This time they invest into a bunch of different pistols here. Yeah, good grenade.
Oh, and they're going into the room, and they're totally on fire. They take so much damage from that one incendiary. That's a problem there, and now ESC kind of boxed in here, Happy making sure that they can't rotate through connector towards that A site. In the meantime, LDLC is still holding strong on the main B site. Smithzz has got that Scar 20 as well.
kioshima trying for the wall bang, not going to connect, but you're right. The auto sniper all the way in the back, definitely a powerful tool to deal with what's coming. And ESC, I mean, it feels like maybe MBK is going to be the only kill they get. Happy could walk into death if he keeps going, because Innocent, oh, he had a good angle for it.
He did, and Innocent walks away just as Happy comes up those stairs. He's going to be feeling a little bit miffed about that. And shoxy hunts down Rallen, who is lurking up in the B apps. So this is starting to get a little scary here, because the money's starting to get at least out of hand on Happy's side. He's sitting on 12 grand, and he's fully bought as well. So they've got a decent bank now, LDLC. It's not the end of the world, although there's a couple of members who are a little low. Smithzz and kioshima. It's not quite there yet, but it is definitely getting to a point where LDLC, there's going to be a lot of pressure taken off their shoulders, at least about when it gets to the money.
Now ESC making a tough decision and going for the double op setups. A pretty expensive, choice, but I kind of like it. Showing a willingness to try different things is always healthy. And this is from ESC's point of view, it's a very interesting map, obviously, because they might be able to catch LDLC off guard just a little bit, because obviously the French team won't have that much experience on this. ESC might not either, but that can really still work out for them in the long run.
No, they've got some clever little boosts as well to look into drop. That's a very cool little angle there from Innocent. That could potentially catch somebody off guard here from LDLC. We did see that, Happy was using that position earlier. shoxy will get the drop on SZPERO, and that's one op down now.
Such a shame, because he was obviously the one person playing on that side of the map, which means now if any noise is being made over at B, there's going to be a bit of a rotation going on from LDLC. They'll know pretty quickly that there's nobody else coming A. kioshima flashed out, just waiting, and they're actually trying to fall back and just buy a little bit of time. Easy take there on Mouse.
Mouse never knew what hit him there, and now kioshima can rotate back through. They know that he's holding close right, and they should be able to predict. There you go, the op, but the shot gets missed. minise is missing a crucial shot, and Smithzz is still alive at the back of the site with the Scar 20. This is going to be brutal. Hello, drops the bomb out in the open, but Innocent. Okay then. Doesn't change the outcome of the round, but that was still a pretty nice shot there on Smithzz.
It was. I mean, once they get into that bomb site, they're actually on the site to try and take the fights. It's good, but they lose so many players getting into the site that, they really can't do much. Like, they lose half their force even just getting close to the bomb site. That's not quite good enough. They need to have pre-planned smokes that allow them to get in and put the bomb down so they can fight for the afterplant. Because once you put down the bomb and the B bomb down, that's obviously the upside. It's really hard to take, but once you have the bomb down, kind of hard for the CTs to do anything about it either. And again, that grenade follow function is too cool.
So sexy. So sexy. That is going to be an equally sexy nade right there. We don't follow it, but Smithzz, he's got his AWP now. This is at AWP. Just a USP, but he doesn't really need the pistol. He gets 3 frags with the sniper rifle alone, and LDLC are just looking so hot right now. But I mean, they're Frenchmen, so that's normal, right?
Zero goes down at the end. shox will pick up the AWP shot, and that's going to be it. They even saved the AWP that Smithzz lost there, so maybe you're right.
All right, well, but I think you did have a good point there. I think we need to see ESC trying to rely a bit more on gear. The only problem is that gear is only going to get you so far, because at the end of the day, you're going to kind of have to land this shot on Smithzz. You have to get rid of him somehow without him wrecking half your team. But that's the power of the position that I was talking about. That pillar on that B site, to be able to dance around it with an AWP like that just makes you a nightmare. a nightmare to get rid of.
Oh, Smithzz right through, picks up a double. One of them was with the AWP. Now the bomb is actually trapped there. So what? I don't know how they can actually get back from this ESC. Again, we did warn that this B bomb site is definitely the most popular one, but right now ESC are not making it work. So they might want to reconsider and see if they can head on back to the A bomb site instead and do some work over there, because that seems, I mean, at this point, almost nothing can be worse than what they're doing right here.
Smithzz is really ruining their day. Now we have actually a shot taken at range there. Happy does manage to emerge victorious, but that was a bit of a close call. He got dropped fairly low. There's the man in question, though, Smithzz, just coming through with so many frags for his team. Round after round, he's sitting on 10 right now, 10, 2, and 4. So Smithzz is definitely showing that he's in good shape going into this.
And Rallen, one of the guys that I said I thought was a man to watch here, is actually pulling a 008. So that's not cool. He's already past the James Bond level, and that's not where you want to be at this point. It's 9th round coming up. They're back on pistols as well on the ESC side. They don't want to try and force it up with Galils, which they obviously could given the round loss bonus, but it's not cool. I think that's the right choice. Close range here. shox is going to pick up the first kill. They almost line it up. He's got the AWP out again. He's just hiding in the smoke. How is this man still alive? And he's going to try the scope. He lives through the round. You've got to be kidding me. Now it's down to minise. 1 on 5. shox should not be living right now.
shox.
Maybe this is World of Warcraft. Maybe somebody really did put like a bubble on him. You know, the Paladin bubble, and just stayed alive a little bit longer. What's going on?
But where is this TP, man? Still, this positioning right here, the first shot already, that's pretty sick. Misses half of his bullets there, so that was a bit sloppy, but he still gets the job done and gets a kill through the other teammate, by the way, and wraps up with the third one. I mean, shox, that was just some masterful fancy footwork going through, holding mid down. Now ESC, they must be worried. Going over to A site, they're running into shox, who's playing really hot right now, and going to B, they've got Smithzz. Now, where can they actually take this fight and come out ahead versus the Frenchman?
Well, there's a question they're going to have to find the answer to pretty soon, because they are running out of rounds here in the first half. I think Happy's still covering from up in that window room in the middle, which is a good position. SZPERO's over here, just waiting. A bit of a patience battle again, and shox is going to peek on out, and this time it works in favor of ESC, so maybe they can use this opening for something. Happy's position is great, unless they manage to walk through, because getting out of this room again is really, really difficult.
Oh, this angle that Happy has, they have no idea, and he gets the re. There you go, the revenge frag. That's going to slow ESC down. Now, of course, ESC know that he is sitting in here, but the flash from his mate, he gets another frag, and he's still in the fight. NBK takes out minise in the meantime, and just like that, sick play from Happy leads to LDLC having full control again.
Happy with the double, now the triple coming in with the final one there, and it's going to be Innocent left alive. Can Happy secure the last kill? No, he's going to get headshot right before that happens. Still very good round from him, very good movement. Actually, it's like a simple thing, but if you're going to play that position, you need to spend a little bit of time learning how to work that ladder, because if you miss that, if you get stuck on the ladder, or if you fall and take a lot of damage, that's really something that can screw that up. But that was clearly a pre-planned thing for LDLC. He got flashed in and then just, darted right down, expert timing, and then took that kill. So pretty good.
Yeah, I'm surprised at how quickly they decided to actually have that play, though, where they flash him out of the room.
Yeah. There's 3 AWPs being picked up on the LDLC side, so they're really serious about this sniping business. And trying to fall back is shox. He's just going to go down to where he lived the last time, and there's even a smoke waiting for him. They're just hunting him, and shox, he picks up the first, gets the second one, CSET 75 for the triple kill, and it's going to be ESC getting completely wrecked by shox all the way over at the A side of the map.
Disgusting. Happy's now in position. He's going to win the duel versus minise. minise has had 0 luck as far as the op is concerned, and Happy picks up the second frag. 3 for shox, 2 for Happy, and a job well done for LDLC. This is looking like it is practically over now. ESC, what can they do? They've got the money to go for a force buy again, but it feels like they've just been forcing up round after round. The double op plays are not working for them. So it is going to be a CZ armor buy to try and even the money out, and it's going to be all about the 13th round then for ESC to get on the board. They need at least 1 round. I mean, sure, the map is CT-sided, but they need at least 1 round.
They need at least 1 round. I think Rallen needs at least 1 kill, because he's still at 0-11 here. It's not looking so good. This time, there it is. He picks up kioshima, but it's instantly returned. MBK with a double. Smithzz picking up 1 as well. They do only have the pistols here, and it's not working out so well. Smithzz with the 1, and there's a headshot right through the opening in the wall. And that will be a triple kill for Smithzz, who's currently at 13, but top fragging is Happy at 16, closely followed by shoxy at 15 kills. Looking really good at the moment for LDLC, and they do have an outrageous amount of money.
At this point, it's just silly how much money they have. They don't have to worry about the rest of the half. They could lose every round, and they'll have enough money for buys here. It's ESC, who once again are going for the double AWP play, except that, you know, they don't have Chris J here, man. I don't know how it's supposed to work. Where's Alu?
I mean, you wish, right? That would be what you need right now to try and counter what Smithzz and Happy are throwing at them, but I don't know. Still looking for an opening, but it's going to be shoxy taking instead. SZPERO's gone, and ESC, they're still back to what they've been doing all along, which is spreading themselves out a little bit across the map. They just want those entry frags, but they, more often than not, they aren't getting them.
That's a real issue, right? When it comes down to winning the battles, winning the duels, because clearly that's what ESC have in mind. They've tried smokes and nades. They're trying to make their gear work, but when the gear doesn't actually happen and they look for the picks, they just are never actually finding those picks to open up the map for them. And that's a real problem when you're talking about LDLC, who have locked down this map. Clearly, NBK starting off yet again. And it just looks like Innocent cannot connect with the shot right now.
He really needs that. minise is going to pick up a kill. Happy will get a return right now on Rallen, but 2 on 4. Innocent putting in some really good work in this round, but he is completely surrounded. He's going to take down another kill here, making it a double for himself. And it's a 1 on 2, but it's only 25 seconds, and he's not controlling the bomb either.
Oh, nice try there. Good attempt from Innocent, but he's not quite connecting. Sick nade right there onto Happy. That's going to ring his bells. But then he sets up the angle for shoxy, who was the overlapping fields of fire there for LDLC. There was no way he was going to get close to that bomb. And also with the time, there was just so little time. He would have had to have basically make a dead sprint to be able to pick that up, and LDLC just weren't going to allow it. Now, look at what LDLC are doing with all that filthy money, Anders.
Yeah, they're going nuts, right? Auto sniper, AWP, all the grenades that they can, that they could ever dream of. I mean, we were talking about this being a gamble early on for LDLC, and it seems like it's being paid off. This is almost a jackpot for them.
All right, let's see. This is actually pretty advantageous here for Smithzz. They may think he has stepped, he has made noise, so they may think, okay, there's somebody holding close right now. We don't actually know if he's flashed, but NBK in the meantime is cleaning up SZPERO. Smithzz still holding this aggressive angle, and ESC don't budge. Very patient play here from ESC, despite the fact that, well, I mean, they're obviously 2 guys down. It really isn't looking too hot.
So 3rd kill coming in from NBK, and it's going to be minise here all alone. Will be going down. Nobody dies on LDLC's side, and they start the next round with 2 people on 16,000 more or less, and it's all looking great. It's the 15th round, and LDLC might be about to have a perfect half here on Cobblestone. Yeah,
another flawless half. Because we've had one already today. So it's looking like right now LDLC, this cobble pick, you know, that we were so worried about. I mean, granted, the map is not over yet. But this cobble pick is certainly working out pretty well for LDLC so far. This is definitely looking like they've actually put some time in on the map, and this could be a viable option for them. But the flash out through, and Smithzz only going to pick up the first one. Mouse gets a very crucial revenge frag there.
It's a good headshot from NBK, and Happy's going to pick up a kill as well. Mouse finally taking down Happy. So now 2-on-3. Still not looking that great, but I mean, Innocent is sneaking his way up all the way at A, so maybe he can pick up a kill and sort of equalize it into a 2-on-2, but he actually reveals his position a little bit too quick. Still gets the headshot on shox, so that's a good job on his part. And now, can they finally pick up a round here?
It looks like it. They are in a situation where they can actually come out ahead. Innocent is now camping the A site. He's going to be able to keep eyes on Connector. Limited nades, they actually don't have any. Now he just manages to pick up an incendiary grenade, Mouse, and he's looking to see if he can't clear the gap with that, but he has to run past the Scar 20, and, well, the M4 gets the job done too. NBK will take him out. Bomb dropped out in the middle of nowhere. Innocent taking the battle, but he can't do it. Cannot lock it down.
All right, guys, the stream is just going to go black for a second as we're restarting the video mix, so don't panic. Half is going to be coming up, so don't worry, that's all it is. All right, that is...